Hello students, let us continue our series on the previous year questions. Now we have picked up another question from 2022. It is a statement by Potter Stewart. Potter Stewart in his statement have defined ethics in a very natural, normal way for everybody to understand, but it has a very profound meaning. And so UPSC asked this question and the difference between two very profound statements. Potter Stewart says that ethics is knowing the difference between what you have the right to do and what is right to do. So if you see, these two statements looks very similar to each other. What you have the right to do and what is right to do, but they have whole lot of difference. If you see, one seems to be a universal statement. What is right to do? If I ask you, whatever action you are doing, is it right to do? It is the profound understanding of universalization of ethical and moral conduct of human beings. That is from where this question is arising. What is right to do? Anything which you do is right to do or not? Ethics is all about knowing whether your decisions are good or bad, whether your decisions are right or wrong, whether your decisions are permissible or not permissible. Ethics deals with all these things. Now, when you say whether your decisions are right or good or permissible, there is a whole lot of understanding of ethical and moral concepts which goes behind it. Taking dowry, for example, is it the right thing to do? That's the first thing. What is right to do? Taking dowry is the right thing to do or not? Second, what you have the right to do. Is it under your right to take dowry? Can you take dowry? Is it permissible? Yes, that is permissible. Many of the people go on taking dowry. The more higher you go in your post, the more dowry you demand from the girl's side. Now, that has been unfortunately the condition of Indian society, but this is your right to do. If you do something in your personal capacity, no one can stop you, even if law is against it, because law cannot regulate all the matters of human conduct. It has to be the quality of a human being which defines his character, not law. Law cannot always stop somebody from doing something. Let us take another example. Everyone knows about the war, Israel and Palestine war, which is going on. Is it the right thing to kill so many people in the name of war? The war was against Hamas, but as of today 39,000, more than that, women, children and normal people have been killed by the Israeli defense forces. Is it the right thing to do? That raises question, that raises ethical, moral questions. But is Israel under every right to do that? What you have the right to do? Does Israel have the right to declare a war against Hamas? Yeah, of course, it has the right to declare war, but is that the right action? I hope you understand the difference now. You can take another example. Some person enters into a marriage and the person wants to leave the spouse now. Does he have the right to do that? Yes, of course, he has the right to do that. But is it the right thing to do? Now, that raises ethical question. So, ethics is knowing the difference between what you are allowed to do and what is the right thing to do. There are several things which you are not allowed to do by law, by all the ethical moral principles, by all the norms, all the values, you are not permitted to kill another human being. You are not allowed to do that. Of course, if you do it in self defense and leave the exceptions, but as a general principle, you are not allowed to kill someone, and also it is not the right thing to do. But there are of course several events, issues, circumstances where you have the right to do something, but it may not be the right thing to do. There is always a difference. As I gave you the example of Israel's war against Palestine, your marriage, for example, let us take up a third example. If you are in an official capacity, if you are an official and you have the right to remove the illegal slums from a particular area in the city, you have the right to do it. You have been bestowed with the power to do it. All the illegal construction create too many problems for the development and growth, and also law and order problems. You have the right to do it, but you know very well, removal of these illegal slums in short period, there will be people who would be coming on the road and attacking the police, and then the police has to revert back, and in those clashes there may be loss of lives. There are also children, pregnant women and older people living in those slums. So, is it the right thing to do to remove those slums in short period of time? Now, that again raises an ethical question. These ethical question comes in the life of a civil servant quite often, or maybe every day, where you have to take a decision. It is a lawful decision. You are permitted to take that decision. It is a decision in favor of the development and the growth of the society, but at the same time it also raises ethical question. If you take that decision, if you apply so much force and enough force to harm human life, again it raises ethical question. So, this statement by Potter Stewart defines ethics in its very foundational way, that ethics is the difference between what you have the right to do and what is right to do. When you are writing this answer to this question, you have to understand the difference and you have to explain it with the examples to the evaluator, then only you are going to get marks. You should know the clear difference between what you have the right to do and what is a right to do. Also, philosophical theories comes into play in this question. What is right to do? Every philosophical theory tries to define this question in one or the other way. Some of them says that means are more important, some of them says that ends are more important, and when you keep ends in your mind, you do ethical conduct. Some of them say when you keep means in your mind, you do ethical conduct. But again, this drops down to human conscience. This drops down to the honesty of a human being with himself. This drops down to compassion, mercy and humility a human being have. Finally, it's about the training a human being have got since childhood, a person's upbringing, the social and the moral values which a person holds, which defines the character of a human being in such a way that the person understands the difference between what is allowed to do and what is right to do. I hope you have understood this question. We will come with the next question in the next lecture. Thank you.